So this morning I am here at Magic Kingdom, and let me start off by saying audio quality might not be super great because when we went to Beaches and Cream I broke the microphone. So today we are supposed to be getting a new one. But today is Friday the 13th. I'm going to be spending my day at Magic Kingdom at Haunted Mansion. Because Friday the 13th, Haunted Mansion, that sort of seems to go together for me. I'm gonna make my way towards Liberty Square. Park opens in about 25 minutes, and I'm gonna tell you my favorite 13 fact-like things about Haunted Mansion, because it's Friday the 13th.
Back in the day.
I think I gave you a pretty nice long B-roll intro there of the Haunted Mansion itself and the attraction on the inside. So now I want to give you basically my favorite 13 things about the Haunted Mansion. The first one is just the Haunted Mansion itself. When you walk up to it in Liberty Square, you were like, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful building, because it is. It's brick, it's got that old, like, eerie vibe to it, like, oh, maybe this really is a haunted mansion.
Hey!
Hello!
I'm Julia.
And I'm Bobby.
Bye!
Bye.
Hey, so I'm actually saying my favorite things about Haunted Mansion, because it's Friday the 13th.
What did you say? What did you say?
So the only thing I said so far was about the outside, so...
Have you talked about the chess pieces?
Yeah.
No.
Go for it.
Okay. So, one of my favorite things about the Haunted Mansion is the top of it resembles a chessboard. And so on the top there's each of the different, I guess like figurines that are on a chessboard, except for one. You know what it is?
No.
It's the knight, because it's always night.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. So that was awesome. So these two cast members that are like doing a tour just ran up and wanted to be in the video, so that was pretty awesome. And she gave her favorite thing about the Haunted Mansion, which was about the chess pieces on the top, which I never even knew that before. So like I said, my first favorite thing is basically just the exterior of the Haunted Mansion because it is so amazing. My second favorite thing is actually the interactive queue. Now, I was talking to a cast member this morning when I was waiting to get into Liberty Square area, and he said he actually does not like the interactive queue coming from a cast member perspective because sometimes it holds up the line. But I love the interactive queue because there's all kinds of things that you can do. You can play the musical instruments there. There's some epitaphs to read on all of the tombstones, and then there's just so many different interactive things you can do in there. And one of my favorites in the actual interactive queue, besides all the musical instruments you can play, is actually the cat. There's actually a cat on the one side of the tombstone, and if you press on the cat, it meows really loud like you scared it. And then if you didn't know, in the queue there's actually a hidden little ring down on the bottom, and I think I showed it in my B-roll. If not, I'll throw it in right now. Okay, my number 3, I kind of already sort of said it, and number 2 is about the tombstones that are all through the queue. They're the whole way through the queue, from the beginning to the end, right before you go through the doors. And my favorite 4, actually, are the 3 hitchhiking ghosts. If you look way up in the top corner, they're up there. And then Madame Leota is the last one you see before you go in through the doors. And if you pay close attention, you will see that she is keeping a close eye on you. Alright, so after you exit the fireplace room, which is the first room you go into in the Haunted Mansion, you go into the little chamber room, and that is the stretching room. I love the effect of stretching. Now here at Walt Disney World, it is not an elevator. The room literally just stretches. And all of those pictures in there show you sort of what's to come in the Haunted Mansion. If you have been on Haunted Mansion before, comment down below what your favorite of the 4 portraits is in the stretching room. So number 5 on my list is actually that the ride vehicles you are in are called doom buggies. Who doesn't like to ride in a doom buggy? Okay, so these are like 13 facts and 13 of my favorite things like all mixed together. And one of my favorite things has always been the hallway that you ride backwards through, where like the doorknobs are knocking and it looks like there's a ghost behind it pushing the door open. Whenever I first started riding this ride, and actually probably even so now, I always wait for one of those doors to actually open and a ghost to come out. So one of the most iconic things about the Haunted Mansion, besides the Haunted Mansion itself, is that Haunted Mansion wallpaper. You can buy any kind of merchandise that has that creepy eye wallpaper on it, but that is like one of the best parts about Haunted Mansion. And I've probably said that about everything I've talked about so far, but the Haunted Mansion is just amazing itself. And this wallpaper has actually been long credited to Imagineer Mark Davis. It was actually a collaboration between Museum of Weird creator Raleigh Crump and Claude Coates. Number 8 on my list. These are actually in no particular order, I just numbered them so that I knew that I did 13 things. But I love the attic scene. I love the attic scene because it actually looks like somebody's real attic. There is dust and cobwebs everywhere, junk all over the place. People are hoarders when it comes to an attic, and it looks like a real attic. So if you watched my History and Secrets video of Haunted Mansion from a long time ago, I talked about this one scene whenever you're coming out of the attic, how you are essentially falling from the attic. That is such a cool concept that you are coming out of the attic. You turn backwards and it's like you are falling to your death, because then the next scene is the graveyard scene. Up until that point, you can't see any of the ghosts. So it is like you are now a ghost because you died when you fell from the attic. I really love that idea that Imagineering came up with. So number 10 on the list is the graveyard scene. There is so much to look at. There's actually some hidden Mickeys in there, and this is where you hear the Grim Grinning Ghost song, which is essentially the theme song to Haunted Mansion. There are all kinds of animals in there. There's owls, cats, dogs. There's even like ghost versions of those animals as well, along with the real versions of them. And you have all kinds of ghosts in there. They're playing music, there's an opera singer, there's ones that are trying to come out of their tombs, they pop up behind the gravestones. If you've only ever been on Haunted Mansion once, you need to do it again, because there's just so much to see in that graveyard scene. I wish the attraction would just slow down during that one part of the ride. So did you guys know that the famous hitchhiking ghosts actually have names? The one with the suitcase is Phineas, the skeletal ghost is Ezra, and the bearded prisoner, the little one, is Gus. And I already said this at the beginning, but there are 3 tombstones for the 3 hitchhiking ghosts. They're way up in the top corner and they're like super hard to see, so you really have to look for those ones. So the pet cemetery way behind me pays respects to some beloved furry and some scaly friends, and you may even recognize a familiar toad up in that cemetery. And the last but not least thing I'd like to mention about the Haunted Mansion is the narration. This ride would not be complete without the narrator. That narrator is Paul Frees, and he's not actually a narrator, he is the ghost host. And I'm sure this is a super duper short vlog, but I really just wanted to come here to Haunted Mansion on Friday the 13th because why not? What better reason to come to Haunted Mansion than on Friday the 13th? Something a little creepy to fulfill your Friday.